Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Communities Live, 93.2 FM on the dial. Loads of things going on today. We were late on a lovely singer, Khaleel Mohammed. Also writes kids' books as well. So we'll have a talk to him a wee while. Sheffield Live, ladies and gentlemen, 93.2 FM on the dial. On the phone at this time, and should be on the phone anyway. Welcome to Sheffield Live, Khaleel Mohammed. How are you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, many thanks indeed for joining us on Sheffield Live. You're an Nasheed artist who has performed in over 10 countries.
Yeah,
and
that's correct.
And on stage with artists like Mecca to Medina, Zayn Vikia, and please excuse my pronunciation on these ones, I am trying. Maya Zayn, Sami Youssef, and a blend of modern soul with a traditional sound and sentiment. Welcome to Sheffield Live.
Thank you very much.
So we've got some music to play at this stage now, Khaleel. If you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, without any shadow of exaggeration to this one, if you imagine a sort of a Barry White sound, and that's probably shocked you in all fairness, because there's no rehearsals to this, but it is. So what I'm going to do is let the people of Sheffield and the surrounding areas sort of listen to this, and we'll play a song. We'll keep you on the line, and I'll speak to you after we've played the song, okay?
Okay.
It's a beautiful song, and it goes like this.
A place I can put away my worldly cares, where I can ease my mind. Flowers will bloom and sweet perfume will fill the air, wherever my head kisses the ground. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum, welcome to the beauty zone. Check in and check it out, come inside the beauty zone. No matter where in the world your travels take you, just face the Qibla and place your cares behind you. Find a beauty zone where you can pray to Allah.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen, live on Sheffield Live 93.2. What a beautiful sound.
Thank you.
Who told you could sing? When did you first discover that? It's a very interesting voice.
I discovered I could sing back in 1983. Yes, I said 1983. I was singing in the bath one day, and a friend of mine who wanted to get a record deal said, oh my gosh, you don't sound half bad. And I said, really? He said, why don't you help me sing some lead vocals on some of my demos, because he was trying to get a record deal, and we could be famous. And I thought, wow, why not? And he did a lot of reggae and soul and ska and hip hop and stuff like that. So I sang for him for a while, and it kind of went from there. I mean, I did stop at one point, but I've always enjoyed singing, and it's just one of those things that come naturally to me. So I'm glad you like it. It's really good.
I mean, you can tell that there's certainly feeling in your voice. What's next for you? Because you've done no end of albums, which I'm going to play another song in a minute. But what's the sort of people you've worked with in the past there?
Well, I've done a lot of work for charities, Islamic Relief, and charities of this nature. Really helping out people around the world. I mean, that's what I'm interested in, is really spreading the message of peace, spreading the message of love, tolerance, and family and community. I mean, this is what I do, and this is the impetus behind my songs, really. If you listen to what I'm talking about, I'm talking about praying, I'm talking about community. So it's really kind of just pushing the boundaries in terms of finding creative ways of expressing peace, creative ways of expressing love, whether it's through my audio books, The Adventures of Hakim 2, or through my new book, Muslim All-Stars. It's almost about interfacing with the community and making a positive contribution to the wider society as we should be doing. So that's really, I guess that's my emphasis, really.
Khaleel, how difficult is it in today's society? I don't want to paint a black and white picture in today's society, but it is difficult. We've had recent uprisings in various cities, but how difficult is it for you to get your message of love through with the songs that you sing?
I haven't really, to be honest, found it that difficult. I mean, by the grace of God, I've been very fortunate in that I've been able to perform perform all over the world, in Canada and Germany and Sweden. So I haven't really found any barriers to me trying to do that. Nothing that I'm aware of. I've certainly not had any hateful emails or correspondence coming my way which are kind of vociferously against what I'm trying to do, and I think that's maybe testimony to what I'm trying to do. I think the majority of people in the country are peace-loving, are faithful to their allegiance to this country, and I think that they encourage anything that is going to promote community cohesion, that is going to promote understanding between different cultures or different religions. And I think this is probably why I haven't encountered maybe some of the animosities that maybe other people may have encountered, for whatever reason.
I think it's very important, and I commend you for the way you're breaking down barriers. Yeah. I think that's marvelous. What is the future for you? It sounds from Sheffield Live very exciting. What's your next venture?
My next venture really is, I just mentioned, I've just released a new children's book called Muslim All Stars through Cube Publishing. They're a wing of Islamic Foundation based in Leicester. And that pretty much, of course, it's not songs, but it does continue the theme of, young people, particularly young people, getting involved, not feeling atomized, not feeling as if they're so insignificant in our society that their contribution doesn't make a difference. Quite the contrary, in history you'll find that many young people have always gone forward. They have been the movers and shakers of our societies, and those people who have made positive and long-lasting, meaningful contributions to our society. And it's really just getting back into that theme and trying to get young people involved on a community level. We don't have to always be CEOs of huge conglomerates or anything of this nature. We can just do things in our local neighborhoods, helping out the elderly, going to the soup kitchens if need be, and contributing. And that small contribution is huge when you put everything else together, and the good that we can do in this world.
I love the contribution, or the sort of connection, if you like, between your music and just moving on to the other side there of the kids, if you like. I've got a CD from you here, and it's The Adventures of Hakim. Now, what sort of age group? This is beautiful, this, folks, listen. I will play it in a minute. I could play it all, to be honest, but I'll play the first sort of 3 minutes. How was this sort of born? How was it created, this?
The Adventures of Hakim was created because when my two children were born, I grew up listening to, watching films like, The Terminator, and films like, Armageddon, and these kind of films. And I didn't see anything in the Muslim community, at any rate, that had that kind of sense of adventure and the car chases and the kung fu fighting. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to make my own story. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to do it. I'm going to do it. So I began to write a story called The Adventures of Hakim. They're street kids in London, but they are very much involved in adventure and being very proactive and being very positive in the community. And this idea was kind of gave birth to The Adventures of Hakim, and then the subsequent characters, some of the archetypes that you find in the story that represent different aspects of society. There are drug dealers in there are crime bosses, there are people getting bullied, there are people having a crisis of identity and faith. So The Adventures of Hakim is really, again, addressing some of our more contemporary issues, because I work in a school, so I encounter these contemporary issues and difficulties every day. So The Adventures of Hakim is an attempt to address some of these issues and show that there is a positive outcome if we think positively and if we kind of work together as a community. I mean, there's so many resources out there that people don't take advantage of, and this is what The Adventures of Hakim is about, action and adventure, but also a social message as well.
Let's have a listen to this. We'll do just over 3 minutes, and we'll come back to you after this.
Okay, no problem.
Somewhere in London town, we join Abdul Hakim in the middle of his latest adventure.
He's brave. He's brave. He's... Huh? Where am I? Why can't I move? Why can't I see? Wait a minute. Hands tied up behind my back. Yeah. Blindfolded. Check. Huh? Hanging upside down from a rope. Yeah. There's somebody else tied to me. A lady. But how did we get here? Of course. Now I remember. 3 days ago, a gang of Russian mafia guys kidnapped a member of the royal family and wanted 77 zillion pounds for their release. But when the government said there was no such thing as a zillion pounds, they threatened to blow him up. It was then that I stumbled across a single clue, a gold medallion. It led me to a gang in a warehouse in Alperton. They were about to set off a bomb when they caught me and knocked me out. Ah, my head. What happened to that bomb anyway? Subhanallah, that ticking sound must be the bomb. We're about to be blown to pieces, but I mustn't panic. Maybe if I start swinging, we can be out of the way of the bomb blast. That's it. I'm swinging back and forth. And so is the person with me. I just hope we can swing clear of the... Ah! We made it. My hands are free. Get this stupid blindfold off, and yes, I can see again. The lady with me made it too. Oh my gosh, that's not a lady. It's the Princess Elizabeth.
Oh, young man! You saved us, you wonderful boy! Give me a big hug, you little beauty!
All praise is due to Allah, Your Majesty. But the police are coming, and I got late homework to finish, and my head teacher, Miss Batty Alex, has a really nasty temper. Too late.
No, young man, come back here! I want to thank you! Shower you with millions and an OBE and a knighthood and a... Young man! Come back! Come back!
Oh dear, Your Majesty, are you all right? Officer Bingley at your service, ma'am. Can I get you a pillow, a cup of tea, a footstool? That boy running away, is he one of the kidnappers? We got the others, but their boss escaped. I'll have my constables arrest him immediately. He won't get out of prison until he's 192.
You'll do no such thing, officer. Let him go. That little boy just saved my life, and he's the bravest person I have ever met. Besides, I know exactly where to find him. He dropped his pocket Quran. It has his name and address in it. He certainly is a hero for the Ummah. Yes, he's bad, he's brave, he's Hakim. He's bad, he's brave, he's Hakim. He's bad, he's brave,
I think you're quite right. He's bad, he's brave, he's Hakim.
Skyborn Productions and Islamic Relief presents Khaleel Muhammad's The Adventures of Hakim 2, Streetwise Champion.
Save the world, but make dua first.
A hero for the Ummah.
Absolutely brilliant. Where did it come from in your mind? You said you'd got kids, and you wanted to put a story across there, and I've listened to a lot of children's CDs and seen a lot of theatre with my two kids, but the message there was 5 or 6 different ones that you could pick up and make sense in the 3.5 minutes that was there.
Yeah. I put that down to evidence of a misspent youth, really. I mean, spending too much time reading comics, American comics, Superman and Batman and stuff like that. Just too much time indulging that type of thing and drawing them. And, we used to make our own costumes, our own superhero costumes and things of this nature. So that stuff is ingrained into my psyche, into my veins, into my blood.
So that's where your mum's bed sheet went, right?
That's exactly where it went. She raised the ruckus, and she's never discovered where it's gone since. It turned into one of my capes that subsequently didn't turn into much. So I realised I didn't have any powers, so what could I do? So I thought, you know what, let me turn my energies towards something a bit more constructive. And that's really, that's the antecedents of everything I do. My upbringing, the things that made me excited, and the things that I see in the media today in terms of action adventure, blockbusting films. The Avengers is coming out soon. I'm so looking forward to things like that. So I put that into my stories and try to, pass on the same kind of the feeling and the feeling of excitement. But of course, for me, it has to have that positive spin where there's more of a depth to it as well. So the story, the first chapter you heard there, it has to be multi-layered because I'm trying to say so much in a 3-minute span, because we know that there's a short attention span for products of such a nature, audiobook. There's no visual stimulation, so you need to kind of engage the audience with a certain types of audio stimulation, and then of course you have the story. So I'm glad you like it.
Indeed. Good luck with the future. If people are interested in these books, or indeed getting hold of any of your songs out there which have beautiful messages on, how can they do that?
The best thing really, because I don't have a website, I'm in between websites, so to speak, at the moment. The best thing would be to just Google me, or you can contact me on Facebook. As long as you get the spelling correct, you'll find me. The book is published through Cube, K-U-B-E Publishing, most stars. The Adventures of Hakim, I'm looking to get a distributor at the moment for that. So if there's anybody out there who wants to help distribute that, by all means, contact me on Facebook.
And can we just spell your name, and then the guys can sort of get in touch with you?
No problem. It's Khaleel, Muhammad is Muhammad.
Khaleel, many thanks for joining us today on Communities Live, and we'll be in touch soon, and no doubt we'll go down further chapters of your books and your music. Take care.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks very
much. You're very welcome. Take care. Beautiful story there, ladies and gentlemen, and just bear in mind, if you're listening at work or indeed you're driving the car, please podcast the show to get the name again. That's www.sheffieldlive.org, and I say he's on Facebook there, and it's spelled KHALEEL and MUHAMMAD.